I hope it rotated. Let's see. Let's rotate the voice. What? So I'm just trying to set up for Instagram YouTube. I guess I'll. Oh, phone's dying. Yeah, I'll try anyways. So yeah, I was listening to something today, and it was talking about procrastination, and I found it very interesting as to the points that were being brought up, and I want to share this with you guys. Procrastination is something that we can get over, but it takes willpower for us to get over it. And they said there's fuel procrastination. Some can work together with others, some can be standalone. And those four things were lack of knowledge or skill, a fear of real or imagine, imagine, or imagination. Sorry, that's what I should say. Something is overwhelming because it's too large. It's not broken down into manageable, doable steps. So when I heard this, it just kind of piqued my interest, like based on what they're saying. And it made me just look deep into myself. It's like, why am I having issues doing these certain things? Why am I procrastinating at getting tasks done? And I think one time or another, all. And when it hit me, it kind of just made me reflect. It's like, why am I procrastinating? Why am I letting procrastination win? Why is procrastination becoming the victor every time? So, starting with like a lack of knowledge or skill. Sometimes it's hard for us to know just where to start. For many years, I said I wanted to do lives. I want to post more stuff on the internet to spread the message that I have. But where I got stumped was, where do I start? Do I start here? Do I start there? It's like we're always looking for that start point instead of just making the start line where we are right now and just going with it. We always try to think, okay, how do I start doing this? What do I do next? What's the next step? What's the next step? And when we start doing that, we kind of just fuel our fire into the scarcity mindset. And it's like, okay, let me pull back from this. This seems like a bit too much for me. And it's because we lack the knowledge and the skill. So there's 5 levels to that with lacking the knowledge or skill. So the first is, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm clueless. And one time or another, I'm pretty sure we can all relate to that, where it's like, oh, this is something new. I've never done this before. How am I going to do this? Which is fine. And that's the whole process of learning something new, right? So that's level 1. Then level 2 is, I know about it, but I'm not good at it. Like when I first learned to play basketball, I knew about the sport, but I wasn't good at it, right? Same thing with like NBA players. They didn't know they were good until they picked up the basketball and started to practice and play day in and day out. Then you have, I have some skill and I can do it okay. Say you want to get into computer programming. You're not going to be the greatest at it, but if you start doing something over and over again, you're eventually going to get better at it. Then you have, I'm good at this with very little help and I don't struggle. It's natural to me. It's like someone learning to play the piano, looking at the notes, and they know where all the keys are. Same type of concept. Then you have, it's a part of who I am. It's an unconscious response. Like Steph Curry shooting 3 throws. I'm pretty sure he can shoot 3 free throws with his eyes closed. Because it's like second nature to him, right? So those are like the 5 levels of procrastination. And anywhere in those levels, aside from the last level, you can get stuck. So the solution is to get over that is to help yourself. And how do you help yourself? You read books. You learn about the topic, subject, whatever it is. You get a mentor. You can go online, YouTube. There's different places that you can go to get this information of the thing that you're learning. You could also find a mentor and ask them for help. It's okay to ask for help. A lot of people think, oh, I can't ask this person for help. It's like, if you don't know something, then ask. Why try to figure out something that you're unaware of? Ask somebody that actually has the knowledge in that space. If you decide to learn a new subject, say you read 1 hour a day for 1 year, you will be mind blown as to how much you will have learned about that specific subject. So don't be afraid to go out there and try something new. It's fine. It's a learning curve, but it's something that will help you grow. We have to get uncomfortable being uncomfortable. When we're procrastinating about something, we're kind of just holding back and being in our safe zone. It's like our body's way of kind of protecting us. But in a sense, it's kind of not protecting you because it's not letting you achieve your full potential. The next thing on the list was fear of real or imagination. Where does fear come from? Fear comes from us. It's our thoughts in our heads. When we think that we can't do something, it becomes a reality. We literally talk over and over and over in our head saying, I can't do this. Oh, that's scary. Like for me, I have a fear of heights, but it's all in my head. Like I'm not going to fall off the building. If I don't go to the edge of, say, the building, I'm not going to fall off the building. Like my fear of heights is so bad. When I play video games like Grand Theft Auto, my fear literally, I feel that my belly, I feel it in my belly. It's like, oh, this is too high, but it's only a video game. And you know where that's stemming from? It's stemming from my mind. I'm not in the actual video game, but I feel like I'm in the video game. They do a good job with the graphics, yes, but it's all in my head. So fear is just a projection of your past or into the future. Something happens over and over with the past, and you feel that the past is going to catch up to your present, when in actuality, it's just all in your head. Something bad, something wrong is going to catch up to our past, or trauma is coming in the future. For example, investing. You invest this money, you're like, man, I'm going to put this in the stock market and I'm going to lose it. Like you're already putting that fear in your head before even putting that money in, doing your research, understanding the stock market. We do that too often where we think of everything that could go wrong instead of saying, what's everything that could go right for me? Like, it's like not putting that positive energy out there. We're so quick to go to the negative side of things. And it's like when you continue just to have that negative talk with yourself, negative actions are negative actions are gonna happen. So the story that I heard today was there was two guys and they both worked they were both trying to get a new job, and they kept going for interviews over and over and over again, getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected. They both lived pretty much similar lives, had a wife, kids, blah, blah, blah. And because they were the man of the house, they felt that they needed to provide for their family. So because both of them were pretty much trying to get that job, person A said to his wife, hey, can I borrow the car? And she's like, oh, so no, before that, he was just feeling down and out, just be like, yo, I can't do this. Like, it's never going to happen for me. I'm never getting a job, blah, blah, blah. Oh, like, I'm just tired. And like, the wife's trying to encourage him to do his best. And he just can't stir it up in himself to just, say, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm going to try and keep going. Lo and behold, one day, he said, hey, honey, can I borrow the car? And she's like, yo, sure. So she's thinking, oh, all right, he's out of it. He's trying again, blah, blah, blah. So she's so happy. And lo and behold, he didn't end up coming back home. He ended up killing himself. And it's because he just couldn't handle it anymore. He just kept thinking like, man, there's no hope for me. Like, it's never going to happen. But person B now, what he did was, he kept going. He said, yo, I'm going to keep going out there and continuously look for this job. And lo and behold, a few days later, after the first person killed himself, he actually found a job. And it's like, because he had that faith, he kept going and going. There's two types of beliefs that we have. There's the belief of doubt and there's the belief of faith. With faith, that's the things that we want in our life. With doubt, that's the things that we don't want in our life. We have the choice as to what we choose, which belief we want to believe in, right? So if you're going to continuously beat yourself on the head and just throw that negative energy into yourself, you're taking the root of doubt. Whereas you know what, you can say, I have faith, it's going to happen for me. I just got to keep pushing. In time, it will happen. That is one thing that we cannot pinpoint when it's going to happen for us. No matter what it is that you do, it just takes that one opportunity. It's always one, because that one opens the floodgates for you. Too many people want it right now, right away. Like, I can't wait any longer. But it's a patience game. Like, you got to play the long game. The long game in terms of, if I keep doing this, eventually it's going to happen for me. But if I literally say, you know what, it didn't happen for me yesterday, screw this, I'm done. That's why the majority of us are losing, because it's the select few that keep saying, yo, I'm pushing, I'm pushing, I'm pushing. It's going to happen for me. I'm going to keep going. And they don't let the fear stop them from achieving that goal that they want. They close their eyes and they imagine what it would be like to just be in that presence of the future, my future self thanking me for just putting in all that work years ago. It can happen tomorrow for you. It can happen 10 years for you. From 10 years from now for you. It can happen 20 years from now for you. The point of the matter is, you just got to put your head down and just keep going. No ifs, ands, or buts. When concern goes too far, it becomes painful. Over concern, which can be called worry, fear, anxiety. It can stop you dead in your tracks. You ever feel like you're just like on a high horse where you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna get this done. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna live my best life, and then concern starts to build up. Like, oh, but what if this happens? Then what if that happens? It's like, let me show you. I'll give you a perfect example of what this looks like. This is what it's like when you start talking to yourself in your head. Boom, all these reasons. Oh my goodness, all this is happening. This happened, this could happen, that could happen. Oh my god, what do I do? That's literally how we act. You have all these people around you literally throwing negative energy at you. It's like a ton of bricks. And that's the reason why you can't get over what it is that you're trying to achieve, because you literally got stopped dead in your tracks. The anxiety started to kick in. The voices are getting louder and louder. What you do for that is you need to have a strong vision. What is your vision? If you can't just close your eyes and mentally see it, what you need to do is get a vision board. You can go on Canva and create yourself a vision board. You can draw it on a piece of paper. You can take magazines and cut through it. There's so many different things that you can do, but it starts with having a vision. If you don't have a vision, you're just going to get very lost in sauce. So you want to make sure that you have a vision board, something where you can see what it is that you're trying to obtain. It'll definitely help you. I look at my vision board every day. I wake up, I look at it, I know what I need to do, and I just go at it day in and day out. I just buckle, I just put my head down and just say, yo, just keep going. Like, it may not be your time right now, but your time's coming. And the more effort you put into it, the better that it's going to become. So the solution is have a compelling vision. Another thing is self-talk. Don't be afraid to talk to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, you are great. You are a champion. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it. I have a mirror, so that's why I was like looking at it. But what you can do is you can turn your camera pointed towards you and just talk to yourself. Even record yourself so that you can have like a daily reminder of what it is that you're trying to do. It's like literally having your future self talk to you and then just looking at it whenever you want to. So have that self talk with yourself. Also, take action knowingly and regularly to get to where you want to be. Don't be afraid to take action. That is what's going to stop the fear. Literally, your fear goes like this and just becomes smaller, 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 and boom, it's gone because you continuously poured it into your cup and you just kept pushing, pushing, and pushing. I'm trying to keep this camera thing up, but it's not thing. So the next one is overwhelm. The fear, it's too much, it's too big, it's too hard, it's too slow. You ever say that to yourself over and over again? You're like, it's too. That's a magic. Those two magic words are literally what crushes so many people's dreams. It's too. When you put the it's too and then something else, boom, you're done. You're overwhelmed. I don't want to do it anymore. Oh my God, it's too much for me. It's too. It's too much. What's too much? You didn't even start yet. So how can you say something's too much if you haven't even started yet? Do you even know the steps that it's going to take for you in order to achieve this? No. You literally use the it's too to cancel everything and stop you dead in your tracks. Think of the last time you want to do something that was just wild, like out of like your box, your comfort zone. And then something in your mind just said, it's too much. It's too little. It's too slow. It's not enough. Literally, when you say that sentence or those two words and then form a sentence, you literally crush yourself. So we need to stop telling ourselves it's too. Overwhelm is a size issue, it's a volume issue, it's a time issue, it's an amount, it's an expense, it's the steps to getting it done. The biggest challenge for most people to overcome that is they literally say I can't. You go from it's too to I can't. Those two four words are the deadliest things when it comes to procrastination. The more you say that stuff, the less it is that you can do. You're able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. Also, I really appreciate everybody that's joining. As I said, share this with 3 friends that or people that you want to see win. And I'm also live on YouTube. This is something that I'm going to get into the regular habit of doing to just connect with you guys and give you guys some just positive energy so that you guys can live your best life. If you guys want to leave something in the comment, please do that you want me to talk about, and I'll definitely talk about it on my lives. So back to the message, overwhelm. That word just when I just hear that, I already start thinking of how many things I say to myself where it's like, yo, this is overwhelming. Like it's too much. Like if I show you guys the stack of books that I'm reading, you know what you're gonna say? Oh, that's too much. It's too much. It's too much. How is it too much? All you need to do is pick up one book and start reading. Pick up one book, start reading. Pick up the book, start reading. Open that book up and read one page. Open that book up and read one paragraph. Open that book up and read one sentence. Everything starts with one. But we say it's too much, it's this, it's that. Stop feeding the procrastination and letting that win. You didn't sit, you not shine. I'm trying, man. I'm trying, Bradford. I'm trying, I'm taking a page out of your book. When you used to do the lives, 10 pages a day. Yes, that's literally where I started. But if you are struggling to do 10 pages a day, start with one. That's how I started reading. Now I'm a reading junkie. Like I just love reading now. Like I'm always picking up books and reading. Like if you ever see the amount of books I have, like this, Becoming Supernatural. YouTube Formula. Master of Skill. Traffic Secrets. Oh man. I like to write as well. This is my just in case journal if you haven't seen it. Thank you, Breadfruit. I appreciate that. Gamification. Exactly what to say. I stay reading. Why? Because I'm not feeding that beast of letting procrastination win. Procrastination wins too often in our lives, and we gotta stop it dead in its tracks. Be like, yo, you're not winning anymore. I'm taking control of my life. I'm not letting you guys take over anymore. I'm going to take control of my life. I'm in control. You can't stop me from whatever it is that I want to do. The goals I want to achieve, the dreams I have, I'm gonna do it. So, just getting all worked up there. So your solution is you can do anything that you want to do. Always say I can do it. If you feel overwhelmed, you feel the fear creeping in, you feel the lack of knowledge or skill, stop not even dead in your tracks. Stop. Pause, breathe, reflect. And be like, why am I thinking this? No, I can do it. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it. Remember that. Anything I put my mind to, I can do it. Think about the whole thing and then break it down into small goals. Take the little baby steps, as ooh, Cannabis Society said, just the baby steps. Just take your time, and you'll eventually get there. The next one is the fear that something is not broken down into bite-sized information, bite-sized steps. And that one is a big one because a lot of people, it's like, yo, that's too much. I can't do that. Let's take when you started driving a car. You didn't know. No, I'm gonna bring up DJing because that's what I know really good. When I first started DJing, the majority of people were like, "Oh, it's too much to learn." Blah blah blah. You need to know how to string up the sound system. What wires go here, there. I didn't care about all that stuff. I wanted to DJ, so I made sure I made it a plan to learn. I s- I didn't really study. I just watched people and just mimicked what they did, and I found out bit by bit what it is that I needed to do. And lo and behold, I got enough information and I was able to learn how to DJ. So, an example for you guys is, or I heard this thing where it said, by a mile, it's a trial, but by an inch, it's a cinch. I was like, I like that. So, to give you a breakdown that they used, I didn't use this formula, but it's so clutch for those that are looking to write a book. How do you start writing a book? So, you want to write a book. Where do you start from? This is the easiest way. So get your pen and piece of paper if you want to learn how to write a book. I'm giving you a blueprint on how to write a book in like 5 steps. All right, I want to write a book. What's my topic? So tell me what your topic is. Boom. You think of your topic. Now with your topic, think of 10 points that you can talk about for that book. So that those 10 topics will literally be your outline. That would be your chapters. So now you got your 10 chapters for your book, all right? Now with those 10 chapters, now you're going to have 10 subcategories. 10 subcategories for each of those chapters. 10 is just a round number, just making it simple. Now, what you need to do for those 10 subcategories, you're going to create 5 paragraphs for each of them. So literally what I'm doing is I'm taking that big task and I'm breaking it down into the easiest thing that you can do to do that. All right? So now because so you got the subcategories, you're going to make 5 paragraphs for each of those subcategories. Once you have the subcategories, what you're going to do is, how much battery power I have? Oh, still 5%. So what you're going to do with the 5 subcategories is you're going to make 3 to 4 sentences for each of the subcategories. 3 to 4 sentences for each of the subcategories. After the subcategories, you're going to, if you're still stuck there, just be like, okay, can I write one sentence? Yes, you can, right? Start by writing that first sentence. That's the easiest thing that you can do. Write one sentence. After you write one sentence, write 2, 3, even 4 sentences. 3 to 4 sentences, and boom, you have now let's work backwards. If you did one sentence and you added 3 more sentences to it, what you now have? You have a paragraph. Now, if you create 5 of those, now you have a page. Now, if you create 10 from the subcategories, now you have a chapter. Do you see where I'm going with this now? Literally, I just broke down something that people think is so hard to do into something so easy by just starting with one sentence. So it's easier than you think. A lot of us, when we go on vacation, it's easy for us to plan a trip. We've never taken a trip before, but we know everything that we need to do for it. But when it comes to just a big lofty goal, we say to ourselves, "Oh my God, that's too much. I can't do it." No, pause and think, what's the first step that I could do in order to get closer to that goal? What's the first thing that I got to do? And if you're unsure of it, ask somebody, research. That's why we have the internet. That's why we have friends and family. That's why there's people that mentor you. Ask these people the question, what's the next step for me to do it? What's the next step? Go to Google. We now have Chat GPT. That's like that's my best friend right now. If I have something that I want to learn, I go to Chat GPT to find out. It's as simple as that. So procrastination can be eliminated one chunk at a time. Don't be afraid to face procrastination and take control of your life. Here is the formula for success. It's a 4-part formula, and it's very, very simple for any and everybody that for any and everybody. No, for everybody. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. You guys get my point, right? So here's the 4 steps for success. Have a vision. Have a vision. If you don't have a vision, how are you going to be successful at something? You're just literally living day by day, waking up thinking, okay, what am I going to do today? You need to have a destination, what you're aiming for, your vision, your big goal. What is it that I'm trying to achieve? You know what my big goal is? To build a community. And building a community starts with coming online, speaking to people, letting people know that, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm here to see you win. I don't want to be the only one winning. I want to see other people win with me. So having a big vision. Next, what you need to do is break it down into steps. What are the steps I'm going to need to take in order to achieve my vision? What are the steps I'm going to need to take to achieve my vision? Write out those steps, break it down. Once you have the steps, take action. It doesn't have to be action for everything, but at least the first thing. Start with that. All right. I broke it down. I got the vision. I broke it down. Now let me start to take action. What's the first thing that you wrote in terms of your steps? Start there. Once that's complete, then you can move on to the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. Once everything's going, you got everything in motion. What do? You get and collect feedback. You get and collect feedback. You need feedback to improve. If you're not collecting feedback, literally, how do you know something's working? How do you know that you have a a product, or how do you know you're doing the best that you can be doing? You need to take feedback. If it's not your own feedback from somebody else, whatever it may be. Once you get that feedback, you want to change and alter your course of action. So change and alter your course of action. So I'm writing a book and I got stumped, or not writing a book. What's the thing? Okay, I'm baking a cake and I put too much sugar. All right, so next time I make it, I'm gonna reduce the amount of sugar that I'm gonna put in there. And let's see how that turns out. Then what you do is you act again. So you just pretty much start from the beginning, or you start with the taking actions and you just keep doing over and over again. The best things that has happened in our world is not because something stayed the same over and over again. Change is or change is guaranteed. Nothing remains constant. And if you think something remains constant, it's just going to pretty much become obsolete. Especially with companies. Companies literally, when they don't change their formula or up get up to the time with things, guess what? They become obsolete. Yeah, you always have to be willing to change. Change something. It could be the smallest thing. Probably most people wouldn't even notice. Like, how do they say it? Like a pinch of salt, it could either ruin or make something taste amazing. Salt is so like a pinch of salt. Literally, you put it in there and it's just like, ooh, like that was a bit too much. And it's like, oh, that was perfect. Like you can put salt on a steak. If you just sprinkle it like Salt Bay, when he does that little thing like that, he puts just enough salt to where you have the right flavor in that steak. But now imagine you went like this and boom, threw that salt on there. That's not gonna taste good. That's gonna taste terrible. So think of it just like salt. It's like, oh, turn that camera around. Think of it just like salt. Like you can just make the smallest tweak and it can just have such a major change. Like you guys ever heard of like the butterfly effect? So it's like they say when a butterfly flaps its wings or changes like just like like a small percentage, where that change in the butterfly's pattern or wing pattern or whatever can have such a multitude effect on the other side of the world. It's like it's small here, but gradually it can become something bigger. Ah, I feel good. I got that off my chest. Talking about procrastination, I think this is something that a lot of us needed to hear. I really appreciate you guys. I will not be saving this on my Instagram live, but this will be on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do so. It's Dean the Wealth Coach, and I am on YouTube. I am going to be releasing a video just now. I think it's a crazy video. I don't want to really give away the details yet, but it's going to be coming soon. I'm really excited about this production, getting back into the YouTube game, gonna get back onto my podcast. I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what date I'm gonna be doing it. If I could keep this live up for maybe just a bit, probably just like for the night, I may do that just so that you guys could see it. But if you do want to watch this full episode, it will be on my YouTube channel in the live section. So I appreciate you guys, and I will see you on the next live.